Alright, my friend, welcome. We're going to begin today's practice seated. If you like, I highly recommend lifting your hips up with a blanket, or if you have a yoga block, great. You don't need anything fancy. You can even use a thick towel or even a couch cushion, and to sit up on top of something to get the hips a little bit higher than the femur, the thigh bone, the rest of your legs. This is going to allow us to find a little bit more ease when it comes to sitting up nice and tall, improving that posture and coming into our bodies in a way that feels good, that feels efficient, like we're carrying ourselves around in a way that isn't painful and that feels like it's working for us, right, rather than against us. That said, if you're coming into this shape and you're like, ooh, man, I feel like my shoulders are rounding over, it's super harder than my chest, don't worry, right? That's why we're here, to begin, to start with some fundamentals of ease and really just go over a nice, like, holistic practice that's going to help you get in your groove again, right? Or if you're starting this practice for the first time, welcome. So glad you're here. So wherever you are, hopefully by now we've come into a state of your choice. We're going to just lighten up through the crown best you can. Relax your shoulders down as much as you can. These little adjustments right away, bringing more ease into the shape. And then as you feel comfortable, I'll invite you to close your eyes here, or you can soften your gaze just gently down past your nose. Coming to a soft gaze. So there's an opportunity here to close the eyes or just soften the eyelids so that we can begin to tune in and go inside, if you will. So letting the day, the external world just soften for a bit here and giving ourselves permission to really check in, go inward. When we give ourselves this opportunity to kind of tune in before we start moving on the mat, it really influences the way we move and the benefits, kind of the nutrients we receive from our practice. So take a deep breath in here, and that's really the first fundamental, is just allowing yourself to go inward. And it's going to feel different, look different every day. But starting your practice with a tiny moment of just checking in with your body, noticing. Start to gently deepen your breath here again, just moving into this role of the observer versus landing here ready to accomplish something. Are you going to kick some butt? Probably. Are you going to find what feels good? Are you going to stretch? Are you going to tone? Are you going to strengthen? Most likely you're going to find one of those things, if not all of them. But the first fundamental of ease is really taking a moment to tune in and remembering to check in and see where you are. Because the practice that you may maybe think might be good for you isn't always the one that might be best. Just another quiet moment here with your breath to notice how you feel and see how you're doing today. And the beauty of Yoga with Adriene is that most likely there is someone else practicing in this exact moment, even with you. So let's just kind of honor that, this idea that we're taking care of ourselves, but we're also connecting to a bigger picture. Let's honor that by taking a deep breath in here together. I'll cue it. Here we go. Big inhale in through the nose. Breathe in. And exhale all together. Breathe out. Wonderful. You can open the eyes. We're going to come forward onto all fours, and if you brought a blanket or a pillow or a towel, you can use it to pad your knees. Especially if you haven't been on the ground here in a while, it's nice to just set yourself up for greatness. I feel like there used to be a little bit of a stigma around props and goodies like blankets and blocks and things that help. And man, I say bring it to class. Use it, especially at home, right? So set yourself up for greatness here as we come to our first tabletop position together. For me, this tabletop position is like one of the basics, but I feel like there's so much depth in this shape that if you kind of get in the habit of really checking in with your action and alignment in tabletop, it's going to influence the rest of your asana practice in a really miraculous way. So just take a second here, and if this feels really slow for you, just see if you can stick with it and maybe find something new. Maybe a more detailed or more nuanced thing for you. Okay, so we're going to spread the fingertips super wide, bring the wrist right underneath the shoulders. You don't need a mirror here, use your inner mirror. So even me, I often, I see myself on video and I think I'm doing one thing, but it looks like the other. So I can't stress this enough. Focus on what it feels like. So I'm guiding you to stack the shoulders over the wrists. But don't worry about what it looks like. Try to move into a sensation where it feels like, these bones are stacked. All right, that's what we're working on. And then we're going to turn the pinkies out just a little bit towards the outer edge of the mat, and your index finger is going to be pointing towards the front edge. Fingertips are spread wide. Now from here, just playing with the palms, I'm going to press into the fingerprints, press into the knuckles, and try to take more pressure out of the wrist by pressing into the fleshy part of my hand that's between the index finger and thumb. And if you're like, whoa, this is a big stretch for me, me as well. It's all good. Take a deep breath in. On an exhale, bend your elbows. Just bend your elbows and try to keep them hugging in towards your side body versus going out. So bend your elbows in and in towards the tops of your thighs. Good, then press them out, take a break. And then here you go, bend the elbows again, send them just in towards the thighs. Start to kind of shake maybe a little bit here. Awesome, and then straighten the arms, and one more time, bend the elbows. Maybe go a little lower this time, gaze straight down. And then back up, awesome. Now this time, careful not to lock out the elbows, but keep a slight micro bend in that same direction, that same line. Awesome, now walk the knees underneath the hip points. And again, you want the sensation, the feeling of the bones stacking. So this hip socket stacked over the knee joint. Excellent, then curl the toes under. Inhale in, exhale, send the hips back. So we're pulling the hip crease back. But when you get here, see if you can find the sensation that you're actively pulling back rather than just sitting back into the heels. So we're actively pulling the hip creases back, and that might change what's happening in the shoulders. Awesome, then come back up, take a deep breath in, and exhale, pull the hip creases back, hip creases pulled back. We're going to use this in our lunge work here in a second. So we're pulling back, we're pushing away from the yoga mat with the palms. Great, then come back up, reset, soften the elbows, and then send it back one more time. This time, try to press into your pinky toe, so we're waking up through the whole foot. Even if your pinky toe is not anywhere close to the ground, try to press into that pinky toe. Good, and then come back up. Here we go. We're going to press into the tops of the feet. Inhale, drop the belly, open the chest, look forward. Pause here. Upper arm bones are going to rotate externally out. So your biceps are shining towards the front of your mat. Inhale in here, careful not to crunch the back of the neck. Keep a soft, easy, breezy back through the shoulders, the neck, and the face. We're not clenching. And then on your exhale, maintain that ease in the face as you soft and easily draw the navel up. So we're not jerking ourselves around, we're moving in a way that the head is kind of influencing the next movement to be soft and easy as well. Okay, keep it going. Inhale, drop the belly, move the chest, pull. And exhale, round through the spine, chin to chest, navel draws up. Inhale, drop the belly, open your heart. And exhale, round through. Great. Inhale, come to a nice neutral spine. Beautiful. We're going to curl the right toes under, just the right toes. We're going to send them all the way out to a nice straight leg position. We're going to come off the wrist in just a second. You're just going to rock a little front and back, stretching through that ankle, through that calf, waking up the core here, navel draws up and in. Good, then we'll switch, right knee comes in. We'll curl the left toes under, kick it out. Nice and easy, some floor work here to start. Really just taking it slow, deepening the breath, waking up the body. Good, rocking front and back, bring the low belly into it, draw the navel up and in. You got this. And then slowly release. Awesome. We're going to bring the knees as wide as the yoga mat now. Bring the big toes to touch. Pull the hip creases back. Reach the fingertips forward first. Then drop the elbows, bring your palms together. Now from here, if you need to, you're going to draw the chin to the chest. We have a big shoulder opener here, heart opener, so don't let the elbows come too wide. Try to keep them in line with your shoulders. We're going to slowly draw the chin in. Draw the chin in. And then the palms can come all the way up and a little bit to be behind the neck or the head. We call this a little namaste shortcut. It's kind of silly, but it somehow has become a thing in our community. But we're starting to open up through the shoulders. Feeling a nice stretch through the triceps. Chest. Breathe. So this warm-up is really an invitation to start to feel the body as one moving part, rather than a bunch of disjointed parts or body parts we're working on. We are working with all parts, the whole figure. And inhale in. On an exhale, slowly float the fingertips back down. We're going to rise up by drawing the navel up and in, and from your core, we'll kind of rise back up to all fours. We're going to walk the hands out now a little bit wider than we had them before. Spread the fingertips. These are on the edge of your yoga mat. You're going to curl the toes under here. Inhale in. Exhale. Keep the knees bent as you peel the tailbone up to downward facing dog. Great. Start by pedaling the feet here a little back and forth. And then send your gaze over to your hands and just check in. Spread the fingers, find that hand to earth connection, just like we had in tabletop position. Biceps by the ears, elbow creases rotating forward, and relax the head back over as you come into your shape. Hug the lower ribs in. Remember peeling the hip creases back, peel them up and back here. Inhale in deeply. Good, and then exhale, come all the way back to your knees. Great work. Walk the hands underneath the wrist here. And on your next breath in, we're going to curl the right toes under. This time, we're going to keep the right toes out and lift the right heel up. Good. Take a deep breath in. On an exhale, we're going to bend the right heel and step it or slide it all the way up into the lunge. If it doesn't make it the other way, go ahead and stay calm and just use your hands to slowly get that foot up there. Take your time. Good. Then we're going to check to make sure the front ankle is under the front knee. So this is kind of not always a rule of thumb, but this is a fundamental that we can use for a good amount of time in our practice, particularly in the beginning. So we want to keep front knee over front ankle, and you're going to start to really feel that in your body, especially if this is new. So if you're not quite there yet, just notice where you are. In time, we can breathe, and work to find ease in getting that front knee over the front ankle. If you're there and you're practicing this session and you want to stick with it, I'm going to give you something to work with too. Go ahead and walk that left knee back, right? Walk the left knee back. Then everyone take a look down and just notice what's happening in your fingertips. Are they turning a different color? Can they become a little bit lighter on the fingertips? And what needs to happen in order for him to become lighter on the fingertips? For me, I need to check in with my core. I need to find length in my spine. I need to squeeze the thighs together towards the midline so I can really find that connection. All right, and then from here, we're going to curl the left toes under. Inhale in. Exhale, lift the back knee. All right, continue to breathe deep. And now here comes the question of the day. The question to ask yourself here is, am I working harder than I need to? So how do I balance my effort with ease? So I'm pulling the right hip crease back here. I'm trying to stay light on the fingertips. I'm waking up my legs. That's waking up my hips, my glutes, all the way up through the spine. I'm keeping a nice long neck. But then, where can I find ease? Where can I soften? Right? Where can I marry a little grace to the strength that I'm building? Take one more deep breath in here. You're doing awesome. Good. And then exhale, slow and steady. Lower that back knee to the ground. Awesome. We'll come onto the hands. We're going to slowly come back to that tabletop position. Nice. And just take a second here to find soft, easy movement. If you want to do a child's pose here, you can. All right, now downward dog practice. Number 2, walk the hands out. Here we go, curl the toes under. So find that hand to earth connection first. Externally rotate through the shoulders. When you're ready, claw through the fingertips. Peel up from the hip creases. Lift the hips up high and back. Now make sure you're not holding or gripping in the head or the neck here. Soft and easy. And for this round, I'm going to invite you to turn your toes inward just a bit so you feel this inner rotation of the ankle, the shin, the kneecap, the tops of the thighs, all the way to that hip socket. Then draw your navel in and up. And don't worry about your heels touching the ground, but think about your heels reaching towards the ground. And notice if that changes anything in the shoulders and the torso. Good. Now come back to your breath. You're doing great. Claw through the fingertips. Inhale in. Exhale out. Inhale in, one more breath. And then exhale to slowly lower to the knees. Awesome work. Great. From here, reset. Curl the left toes back. Curl the left toes under. Kick that left foot back. And then when you're ready, inhale, lift it up. Exhale, bend the left knee. Slow and steady. Bring it all the way up into your lunge. Again, you can use our theme today of kind of finding ease even in the transition. So if this is a difficult transition, make it work for you. Try not to get too judgmental, right? Be kind to yourself. We're here, we're doing it, we're exploring, and we will make progress in some way if we keep showing up. Alright? So first things first, just find some soft, easy movement here, and let's find our action and alignment. So we have this action of pressing into all 4 corners of the feet. We want to stack the front knee over the front ankle, gently pull the left hip crease back. Back knee's on the ground. If we want a little more, we can walk the right knee back. If you're brand new to practice, you don't need to worry about that movement. Just breathe, because you're probably feeling a big, big, big stretch in the groin and the neck creases. All right, now from here, checking in with the breath, going a little bit lighter on the fingertips to wake up the core, to kind of stimulate this full body, this like whole body approach. And then when you're ready, curl the right toes under, take a deep breath in, and on an exhale, we'll lift the back knee up. Really, really reach that right heel towards the back edge. Front knee stays over the front ankle, and the body might start to go into a little panic mode. So what do? We use the breath. We lengthen through the spine. We think of the body as one moving part. So what little minor adjustments can we make to find a little more ease? Asking the question of the day, am I working harder than I need to? So we find that effort to support ourselves, and then we marry it with a little bit of ease. So that you can feel good while working through the relaxing moments, but you can also feel good, feel like you're in control as you're working through the challenging moments. Again, this idea of working with your body, not on it. Working for yourself, not against. All right, one more deep breath in. You're doing awesome. Use an exhale to slowly lower the right knee to the earth. Awesome work. Come onto the palms. We'll slowly bring the left knee all the way back. Take a second here, a big breather. If you want to come off noise again. Nice and easy. All right, our third downward dog. Walk the palms forward, curve the toes under, lift the hips up high, peel them back. Excellent. So we have the external rotation in the shoulders. We have this internal rotation in the lower body and in the legs and hips. For this one, now center your gaze towards your belly button. Send your gaze towards your belly button. Then draw your belly button. See if you can draw it up to your spine to engage the muscles of your core from the lower ribs in. Great. Reach down through the heels, claw through the fingertips. Return to the center of the breath where you got this big inhale in. Then long breath out. Big inhale in. And slowly lower to the knees as you breathe out. Awesome. Inhale, kick the right foot all the way up. Exhale, step it all the way up into your lunge. Great. This time we're going to advance the fingertips and bring them to the top of the thighs. We're building up. Building from the ground up. Even here, am I working harder than I need to? Am I kind of huffing and puffing? Can I start to soften through the face, use my breath, and just take it nice and slowly. working to get front knee over the front ankle. Always remembering to build from the ground up. So even that back foot here, I'm pressing down firmly. Great, then you can stay here, or actually let's all do this bit first. So take your hands and we're going to pull the right hip crease back in space, and you can even peek at me if you need to. So here's just me kind of jumping into my hip. I'm going to pull that right femur back, that right hip socket, getting really snugly. And what that does is it also allows me to find more length in the front body here. Right? So try to maintain that, and then you can stay here, hands on the top of the thigh, or we can reach the fingertips forward, plug the shoulders back, and then continue the journey all the way up, palms facing together. Beautiful. Breathing deep here. If you feel really tight in the shoulders, give yourself a little more space up here. Are you coming to a V? Awesome. Breathing deep here. Inhale in. Exhale. Everyone release. Let's bring the fingertips to the mat for stability. Okay, building on. From here, with fingertips on the mat, not too much weight in the fingertips, so starting to weight with the core even in the smallest way. I'm going to take my back foot, I'm going to turn it to the outer edge of the mat, so taking it to the right side, right to the middle. I'm rotating in the left hip while keeping this front knee stacked. Good. Then from here, I'm going to lift up, ground through that front leg, use what you got, so press into that front foot, and I'm going to bring the right elbow to the top of the right thigh. Left hand's going to come to the waistline, and I'm going to breathe here, just checking it out. For some, you'll go right there. For others, it's like, wow, I haven't felt this spiral in connection to my hips in a long time, if maybe ever. So just breathing deep. And if you have been here before and you're feeling pretty good, then start to find the little nuances. Play with that femur drawing in, maybe toe lengthening down. Playing with some of the details here. Finding that sukha or that ease. Noticing what muscles are turning on for you. Okay, plenty of work. All right, so with the left hand on the waistline here, I'm just going to notice the sensation of my front body. Do I feel like I'm kind of splaying out here, or do I feel connected? Can I hug the lower ribs in? Then everyone, take your left hand to your right rib cage, and you're just going to drag your left hand, across the rib cage here. You can almost maybe give yourself an image of smearing some honey across, and just see if that opens up the chest a little more toward the sky. Great, then notice if the front foot has started to turn or the ankle started to sickle. It's okay if it does, just notice. Whew, yeah. There's a lot going on here, even without the back leg lifting. And then option to send the left fingertips up towards the sky, big opening here in the left pec, or all the way up and overhead towards the front of your mat. So just to give you an idea of where it's going, you can peek at me in the full posture. The back leg is lifted, the hips are open and we're here. So we're working on the fundamentals, making sure we're checking in with the sensation of each shape before we get too far ahead of ourselves. Okay, inhale in here, exhale, bring the left hand back to the waistline. Great, slowly come up. We're just going to bring the fingertips back down to the earth. Bring that left foot all the way towards the back edge. Everyone inhale, look forward. And then exhale, just counter pose here. We're going to peel the right crease back, flex the right toes towards the face. Good. Bend your right knee generously. Relax the weight of your head over. Doing the good work. Inhale in. Nice. And then exhale, rolling all the way back through. Just plant the palms nice and easy here. Nothing too fancy. You're going to come back to all fours. Okay, walk the hands out. Curl the toes under. Inhale in. Exhale, downward facing dog. So putting all the pieces together here. Downward dog, finding all the places in which we can connect, thinking of the body as one moving part, working together. It's all good. Great, take a deep breath in here, you're doing awesome. And exhale, slow descend, try to create a soft landing with the knees so with control. Excellent, inhale, kick the left foot out. Exhale, step it all the way up, take your time getting it up there. Beautiful, fingertips come to the mat, we hang here for a second. Front knee over front to stabilize you, you're going to lift the right foot and bring it over towards the left edge of your mat. So big hip openers here. So pay attention, breathe deep. Breathe into your belly, particularly if you're feeling any tightness in the low back. Breathe into that belly. It's going to help move the hips. Send that breath downward. All right, and then when you're ready, here we go. Lifting up, pressing your foundation. Left elbow to the top of the left thigh. Right fingertips to the right waistline. So I'm hugging this left thigh bone up and in. I'm pressing firmly down through my right shin, right foot. Then you can stay here, or maybe smearing the honey. Right hand comes to the left rib, and we open, 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 open up towards the sky. Maybe hand stays on the waistline here, or we continue up towards the heavens, reaching fingertips. Should feel a big sensation in the right oblique, the right side body, the right pec. Drawing the shoulder blades in and together for a little support. Pressing into the earth. Maybe taking the right fingertips up and overhead here. Nice, long, beautiful neck. There is a tendency for us to collapse in the neck here, left ear to left shoulder, so keep the crown reaching. Keep that length. Good, inhale in. Exhale, slowly bring the right hand all the way back to the waistline. Navel draws in, and just slowly dial it back to the lunge. Fingertips come to the earth. We bring the right foot back around. Here's our counter pose. Inhale in, exhale, forward to crease back, way back. Keep a nice bend in your left knee here. And just saying hello, a loving hello to your body, waking it up again. This will be just the perfect fundamentals practice to kind of get back to it, or to start a new at-home yoga practice. And when you're ready, rolling through. Also want to bring the palms to the earth, step the left knee back. All right, from here we're going to spread the palms super wide. You're going to walk the knees together, really together. We're coming into a half plank here before we pull it down. So we're going to come forward. Shoulders are going to go over the wrists here. And if you're already in a place today in your body where you want to work in full plank, you certainly can here. All right, so shoulders over the wrists. The fingertips are spread super wide. Upper arm bones rotate out. If you're in the full plank, really reach your heels towards the back edge. Reach the crown of the head towards the front, everyone. And see if you can think of this straight line from the crown to the tail. So no dipping with the belly and the low back, and no arch with the booty sticking out. So just play with that here a little bit. Tug the shoulders away from the ears. Maybe you're on the knees and you want to take a breath in full plank, lifting the knees up to see what happens. It's a great way to turn on your center, to turn on the abdominal wall. We're breathing here for 4, 3, 2, and on the 1, slowly lower everything to the ground. Nice and easy. Great. Drag your hands in line with your ribcage. Press into that which is touching the earth. So press your pubic bone into the earth. Press the tops of the feet into the earth. Tuck the chin, and whatever you do, let's focus on keeping nice, soft, easy, breezy energy in the neck, so no crunch in the neck. Squeeze the elbows into the side body. Inhale in. Just lift up enough that you feel the muscles of your back turn on, and we don't crunch the back of the neck. Good. A little baby cobra here. Working steadily. All right, release, forehead kisses the earth. 2 more like that. Inhale from your foundation, engage. And just lift up enough that you feel the muscles of the back and no fussiness in the neck. Good. And exhale, forehead kisses the mat. And once more, here we go. Inhale, lift up this time. I'm going to give you a knee challenge of lifting the hands, turning the palms face up, and just notice, can I hold myself? Is this sustainable? Or was I working a lot harder than I need to? Can I back off a little bit and come here? Building that strength mindfully, marrying the ease with the effort. Good. Palms come to the earth. We'll release. Go ahead and press back to all fours and take a child's pose. Knees together or knees wide. Fingertips reaching forward. Or this time you can try reaching the fingertips back all the way towards the feet. breath in and empty it out. And again, deep breath in and empty it out. Close your eyes. One more time. Inhale lots of love in. And exhale lots of love out. Just take one moment here to relax, to rest. Who knew? Back to basics. So much there. I have so many friends and colleagues that were just constantly talking about the power of returning to the basics, to the fundamentals of ease, and how often we're working a lot harder than we need to be. And what if we could get good at finding ease in challenging moments? Imagine what that could do for us off the internet and in our everyday. Gently drag the hands back up. Come up to a nice, comfortable seat of your choice. If you want, you have a little time today, I invite you to lie down on the ground just for a couple minutes or more. So come back to this video, especially if you found some difficulty today. Come back to this video and then maybe let it be inspiration to continue on to some other beginner videos and foundational videos. And just try to keep an open mind and show up with a willingness to learn rather than master. I hope to see you again soon. Let's take a deep breath in. Bring your palms together to your heart, and as you exhale, close your eyes. Just give thanks for your body, for this opportunity to connect the mind and the body, and the breath and the spirit, so that you can feel good. We want you feeling good, whenever possible. Let's take one more deep breath in together, and exhale to close it and bow. Namaste.